Breaking news on Martyn Lucas Investors channel. We're looking at NVIDIA, ticker symbol NVDA. We've just seen a very important interview for NVIDIA. I'll leave that link at the end of the show. And now we're going to be looking at the chart of NVIDIA. What does that mean for the technicals of NVIDIA? Is it bearish? Are we looking at NVIDIA breaking its previous all-time highs, coming all the way back down to $100, or is it all FUD? Is the news all FUD, and is everyone trading this irrationally? So let's have a look. Right now, NVIDIA sat at $141. What does this mean? Well, let's just take a step back and see where we've come from to see where we're going in the future. I'll give you my exact targets of where I think NVIDIA is going and where I would buy some more, and where I'd take profits. But we have to have a look at what we've come from, and how we've been trading this in the past. What's happened previously is we broke above previous all-time highs. Remember, the all-time high was around $100. Something like this occurred where we hit $100, we came back to hit $100, we couldn't break it, so we came all the way back down to $75, and then we finally breached $100. And once we breached that $100 mark, we went up very quickly, basically in a straight line, and then we came to new all-time highs, the new high of this move to the upside. And that took us to $141. Ever since that, we started consolidating, but started making lower highs. It was fairly bearish, and at that point, when we saw this lower high, and once we broke below 117, we called out $100 for NVIDIA. That was our first target. That's what we said it's going to hit. Went a bit below, quickly regained this entry point, and then we went in again trying to break that all-time high, but unfortunately we make a lower high, and then we came back down again. We said $100, $101 was my target, and you can see that on Discord, people saying you've called it to the absolute dollar, and yes, we did. It came down to $101, and then finally we broke out of this lower high structure, this bearish structure. As you can see, this red line shows that what was then very important was $130. $130 is what every time we broke below, we came down very quickly. And it was also this level here, which we failed to breach before we came all the way back down to $100. So once we break above $130, it's a very strong chance we're breaking all-time highs. And that's what we did do. We broke all-time highs, we came back down for a test, we broke all-time highs, we came back below all-time highs, and then we make new all-time highs at $152. And now we're back at that support. What does this mean? The reason I showed you what's happened previously is because it can be a nice indication of what can happen next. So we can get rid of a few of these lines just to clear up the chart a little bit. I like to only put in new lines when I'm making videos, so you know I don't make up these levels, and they were here during live events or videos. So we all know that's an important level. Okay, so just clearing up the chart, you can see that we're on a very bullish. Previously, as I said, we were on lower high mood where we're making lower highs. Now we're making higher lows. Higher lows means more people are buying this stock, more people are bullish on this stock, and more people are happy to own this stock without selling it. And we've got this trend line which is showing higher lows. But what I want to bring to your attention is what's happening is we had these high lows, but we're now breaking the structure. The structure is showing us higher lows, and now we are breaking the structure. The only good news is you're still above the all-time high, which is actually a stronger level of support than this blue trend line. This is the main level of support, and that level of support is that previous all-time highs at $140. Currently on the daily time frame, you're still above it. But what the warning I want to bring to you guys is, as soon as you break $140, it's starting to get very volatile. You've done it before, you've come back down. You've done it before, you've come back down. This is starting to look more like a topping out structure. And the other reason I say that is $140 is very important. If you break below it, you can start coming down to $130, back to $116, and even as low as $100. So be very careful. Another reason I'm saying this is because it's not only the fact that we're breaking this blue trend line, it's the fact that we've got something called bearish divergence going on, where you've got a high here, price has made a higher high, but the RSI is not following suit. The RSI is at the bottom of your screen here. What the RSI is doing on the daily is, when it's made its previous high, and when it's made its higher high on the price, That's the price. That's the RSI. It's doing opposite things. This is what we call bearish divergence. This is actually a very bearish indicator on a chart, and that is suggesting downside. So this is what I want to bring your attention to. Even though we're still above previous highs, and it's looking like we've just made all-time highs, and it's very bullish. If that bearish divergence does play out, we are looking at lower levels. We're looking at a first buy level of $130, next buy level of $116, and if it starts continuing to go down, we might even get oversold on the RSI and come all the way back down to this level over here between $101 and $96. So I'd start being very careful with my NVIDIA position. But remember, this all only happens if we break $140, one more dollar down, and we might start seeing all of this occur. This has to happen with a couple days below $140, which is its previous all-time highs. So I wouldn't be worried yet. But as soon as we break this previous all-time high, the last level of support for this, then we can start seeing that bearish divergence play out. Again, bearish divergences don't play out initially. Maybe I think the rate of bearish divergence occurring is between 70 and 80%. So there is a chance it doesn't play out, but 70 to 80% of the time, once you see a bearish divergence occur, you do normally see a correction. If it's on the daily, the correction might last up to a week or two. So be careful. This bearish divergence might play out. That's the warning I'm bringing to you today. You might want to pick up some NVIDIA at lower prices. $130 is my first target, then it's $116, then it is as low as $100 if this whole trend does break and we start seeing a wider pullback in the market, such as the S&P 500. However, let me give you the bullish case as well. Some people might say bearish divergences don't play out. Some people might say the fundamentals are stronger than the technicals for NVIDIA. Well, if you do hold $140, get back above this blue trend line here, you break through of that bearish divergence, you make a higher high on the RSI, then you're looking at my main target on the bullish side is $172 for taking profits. I'm here to show you that warning. If you do want to see other NVIDIA videos, there will be one up here and one down here for you guys to have a look at. It's very important you do watch the fundamental side of NVIDIA as well. But until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.